go live. Make the point with it. Make appointments. Two questions to make appointments. Bobito, what up, man? Here we go. I'll come on here and drop some science for you guys. What up, coach? Two coaches on the live today now. I'm gonna drop some insight for you guys. Shout out to you guys. Shout out. Big ups, man. Big ups to the West Coast represented here. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of insight into. I just had a conversation with another notary, and I had to go live after this. Oh my goodness. I have a notary, longtime notary, matter of fact. She's been in the game for over 22 years. And she is somebody who is probably like you. If you're a notary and you're watching this, you're probably having a difficult time with people making appointments. So she's no different than any other person. And this is something that we could all use. And what we do is we tend to role play. I ask questions or pretend to be a customer. And her being the provider, her being the technician, she's the person who's answering the questions. The point is not to stump her or to give you something that you can't answer. That's not the point. The objective and the purpose is to always book the appointment, is to make the appointment. So after doing our first role play, her problem is like many other people's problems. It's just you are just talking a little bit too much. You don't have to say as much as you probably think you have to say. So I told her, I'm going to help you out. I'm going to give you two questions. Because when we were done role playing, she was like, how did I do? And I told her, and again, she's been doing this for about 22 years. She's been doing this for a very, very long time. Hey, let me know where you're from. Pam, P&B Solutions, where you from? I see Coach Bobito's in the in the West Coast, but let me know what city you're from. If you're a mobile notary, you have this problem. You know, the two questions that I told her that have helped me, I literally make. Listen, I don't even tell people how much money I make because it's not really important, but I'll tell you one thing, depending on where you are, where you live, what you want to accomplish, how far you want to go, this question, shit, from Michigan. Oh, God. This is going to be good for you then. I can't guarantee it, but I can tell you that I bet a lot of people in Michigan aren't using these techniques. They're not. So if you were to use these techniques, then you all of a sudden put yourself ahead of the game. I already know it. Anybody who uses these strategies, they're going to be ahead of the crowd. There's just no doubt in my mind. We're talking and we're role playing, and she asked me a good question. She said, who taught you this? Where'd you learn this? How to ask the questions, I told her, if you don't know, I have a background in medicine, and I work with a pain clinic or a spine clinic, and I still do it. I still work in sports medicine, things like that. But I told her, there's two questions that you ask, because when we were going through the role playing, she was asking me, yo, can you tell me what address, what address that you're gonna be? And I told her, yeah, I'm gonna be 1230 10th Street, downtown Oakland. And what's up, code 5225? Let me know where you're from too, code 225, code 5225. Let me know where you're from as well. And I asked her, well, why do you want to know what my address is? Loving Key 2017, what's up? And you might do this as well when people are calling you, contacting your business, and you're asking questions that you are unknowingly, you're doing this, you may think, all right, I have to know where you are, and it makes sense, I have to know where I'm going. But when you ask someone, what is your address, when that question comes out, what is your address, you can trigger something called sales resistance. Have you ever heard of that? Dallas, Texas, oh, come on. I know Dallas, Texas is buzzing. I know for a fact Dallas, Texas is buzzing. We've done some work with people in Dallas, Texas, and I know Dallas, Texas is buzzing. The Metroplex area, oh, Denton, McKinney, I know those areas are buzzing. Don't ask me how I know, I just know, all right? But if you are asking just 2 questions, you don't have to ask 50 or 80 or 100 different questions. Just 2 questions. Williams Mobile Notary, Williams Mobile Signing. I'm going to guess that you're in Georgia. I'm going to just take a wild guess. Let me know where you're from as well. So what are these 2 questions? After all, it's not 5. It's not 10. You don't have to be on the phone for 50 minutes long asking people, having these sales conversations that just go in these tornadoes round and round and round. What up, brother? What up, brother? You're from California, I already know that. The 2 questions are, here they are. What? Who? That's it. Just 2 questions. What? And who? That's it. Remember when you're in grade school, they asked you who, what, when, where, why, and how? Remember that? If you are doing most of the talking in these sales conversations, you're going to lose a client. Somebody called you on the phone, and make sure I got my phone on me. Alright. I got my business phone on me. Always. First of all, if you don't have a dedicated business phone, separate from your personal cell phone, then you're already slipping. You're already behind the curve. A second business phone that's dedicated just to taking appointments and committed to taking phone calls. You gotta have a separate business phone. Google Voice is not gonna cut it. It won't work. But now that we're beyond that, Slim Tia, what's up? What's up? Welcome, Slim Tia. Aren't you from where? New York? I want to say from New York. Who and what? Those are the only 2 questions that you might need to ask a 3rd question depending upon if you assume they already have a valid ID. If you assume you would not be incorrect in assuming that a grown adult, someone who's over the age of 18, who's out functioning in the world, and who's contacting a notary, it wouldn't be out of the ordinary to assume that that person already has a valid ID, but nevertheless, you should still ask. So if you don't think that they have a valid ID, then those 2 questions can become 3 questions. Still, isn't that less than what you thought? Isn't that much fewer questions than you thought that you had to ask? So let me tell you. Let me tell you how it goes. Who and what? Those are the only 2 questions you need to ask. Now, let me give you a little bit of background context. What up, the Grim 9311? That's a great name, the Grim. That's a great name. Where you from too? Let me know where you from, Slim Tia, and then the Grim. Let me know what state or what city you from. And if anybody wants to come live with me and do some role playing, do some practice, feel free to jump in. Just request that you come live and I'll put you on and we can do some live role playing. All right. So let me give you, I'm going to post this later on YouTube as well. I'm going to post this later on YouTube so you can catch the replay. But let me break this down to you guys. And yeah, don't forget, let me know where you're from, Slim Tia, and then the Grim. When I was in medicine, there was 2 questions that I asked every single patient. When you're doing an exam and you're trying to figure out what's going on with somebody, this is a strategy that a spine clinic that did multi millions of dollars, they would run their clinic based upon 2 questions. That's it. How can a doctor, a spine surgeon at that, run a multi-million-dollar clinic based upon 2 questions? What questions are they asking to do that? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to reveal it, and then you can, and I use the same thing in my notary business, and you can use the same thing in your notary business. This is why booking appointments is such an easy process. It's such a straightforward process. Here's the questions. Patient comes in, 30-year-old male, 45-year-old female, doesn't matter who they are. Patient comes in. You ask them 2 questions. Number 1, where and what? Where and what? Those are the 2 questions. Where does it hurt? They point, and by the way, if they're coming to you and they're in a spine clinic, then the chances are that it's not their knee. You get it? Does that make sense? If they're coming to you at a foot and ankle clinic, the chances are that it's not their shoulder. Does that make sense? You're narrowing down where it hurts. So where does it hurt? Number 1. And I'm going to show you how I took those same 2 questions and adapted it to the notary business. I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. And if you've seen any of my videos, you've seen me do this. 3 questions, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, depending upon. But you can usually book an appointment in less than 2 questions. Bring the LaCroix. Multi-million-dollar spine clinic based upon just 2 questions. Where does it hurt? Number 1. That's the first question. You have to know, where does it hurt? Where are they having pain? Where does it hurt? And you ask it just like that. Where does it, can you point to where your pain is? Show me with 1 finger, where does it hurt? Can you take my hand and just show me where does it hurt? So number 1, they're pointing, they're isolating their pain. Where does it hurt? And then the second question, and here it is. And listen to it. Listen to the very subtle nuance in how I ask this question. What can't you do? I'm going to say it one more time. What can't you do? See, that's a powerful question. What can't you do? It's not what cannot you do. Or when I was role playing with my friend just now, she was having a hard time. She was struggling hearing how I was saying that question. Because I told her, there's only 2 questions that I asked. This is why I can walk into any clinic, any medical practice, and be successful, because there's only 2 questions that I'm operating on. Where does it hurt? Number 1. What can't you do? And here's the who, where, and what. Here's a slight variation, same question, but just slightly different ask, right? All right, show me where it hurts. Okay, what are you doing when that pain comes on? Like, what can't you do? What is it that you can't do? What bothers you when you do it? Is it squatting? Is it When you lie down on your back, what can't you do? Are you unable to stand for longer than 30 minutes? Are you able to sit for an hour? Are you unable to wash your hair when you're taking a shower? What can't you do? You see how that question, very, very subtle. Where does it hurt? What can't you do? It's only 2 questions. And by doing that, you're the person who's talking, right? In the beginning, you ask questions, and then the 90%, 95% of the rest of the exam is just the client or the patient just giving you all their information. What can I do? Oh, it hurts when I go to sleep. It hurts when I have sex. What can't you do? I can't sit down. I can't drive. I can't work. Oh my God, the pain in my back is so bad that I can't play with my kids. The pain in my back is so bad. I can't even go out and enjoy dinner. I can't. You see, that's the person telling you what the issues are. Now, how does that apply to the notary business? How does that apply to the notary business? Give me some emojis here in the chat if that makes sense. Does that make sense? How you are asking only 2 questions. That's it, just 2 questions. And you can get to a secured appointment. And that's just the example with a medical clinic. But I'm going to show you how I took that same experience and I adapted it to the notary business. And you can do the same thing. You can do the same exact thing. Watch this. So when I'm role playing, with my partner here, she calls me and she goes right into it. It goes right into the professional greeting. It's exaggerated, but I say, yeah, I'm traveling from this city and I'm going to this city and I need some documents signed. Just want to know if you have an appointment, maybe later on today. And their first question is, oh yeah, we can do that. Sounds like we can do that. Not only do we do professional notaries, but we are professional legal document preparers. And can I ask you, where is the appointment located? Like, she asked them that question. And again, I say, yes, in Oakland. And she says, can you give me in a specific, like, first of all, she repeats what I say, which is, oh, it's in Oakland, which is what a lot of people do. They repeat what you said. And then she says, oh, well, what's the specific address? Never ask about somebody's specific address. Never. I know that sounds crazy. I know it sounds counterintuitive. But when you are taking a sales call, especially for notary, never ask about somebody's specific address. You never want to do it, because that person, and this is what I explained to her, you unknowingly trigger that resistance in that person. They don't want to go with you because you're asking questions before they even know what they're getting into. So by asking someone's address, think about this. If I just met you maybe, I don't know, 30 seconds ago, and then I ask you, where do you live? What's your address? Are you willing to oh, look, here, and here she goes right here. Now, depending on what she says, I may or may not edit this part out. Let's see. Hello? You want to do? Hello?
Go ahead.
It's a great day at ABC Notary. What document can we help you with?
I have a power of attorney.
Okay.
And I want to help my auntie because she left the gas stove on last night, and I had to come in there and turn everything on because she's just so stubborn. She wants to stay home by herself, and I told her that she need to go to the doctor, need to come in, but she wants to do this herself. So how can you help me?
Oh, okay. All right. So you sound like you need a power of attorney for your auntie. Can you confirm that she's the only person signing the power of attorney?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And what type of identification does she have?
Well, the last time I looked in my auntie purse, she was up on everything. So, what was your question? What's the kind of ID she got?
Yeah, what kind of, does she have a driver's license, a passport? What type of ID?
Well, she haven't been driving for a long time because she still got the car in the garage.
Okay.
But she still got that car in the garage. She said she's going to give it to my son, but
It's not expired, is it?
I don't think so.
Okay. Yeah, you'd be surprised how many people are driving around with expired licenses.
Now, do you do a notary in New York?
Good question. New York State
Well, where else would I be talking about?
or New York City?
Oh, okay. It is a difference between the state and the city. Okay. So, the city, what is New York City, you think?
Well, yeah, we do actually do notary appointments in New York City.
Tell me what you think New York City is. What's New York City?
New York City is the city limits of the New York State. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you very well.
Okay. New York City, or is it 5 boroughs that within the 5 boroughs of New York City?
I have to teach you that later. I'll teach you that later.
So do you need the power of attorney signed today?
But no, I just got on the phone with my auntie, and she's like, you don't know who I am. And I'm like, I know who you are. I knew who you are when I was a kid. I used to play piano. So I'm going to shut up. So anyway.
So do you need the power of attorney signed today?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So it sounds like we can help you with this. And you have the power of attorney prepared?
Yes, I got it prepared.
Good,
Yes.
good. So here's what I will do. Here's what we'll do. Because we're just a call center. That's all we do. All we do is schedule appointments. What we'll do is send you a confirmation for the appointment today. You can pick the time. We see appointments as early as 8 a.m. and as late as 8 p.m. Do you have a preference of time you want?
Well, since we're on New York time, I'm going to have to say I would like to do 12 o'clock. Because 12 o'clock here is 3 o'clock there, is afternoon here, is afternoon there. That's cool.
Oh, okay. So you're going to schedule this appointment for your auntie?
Well, she the one I'm getting the power of attorney for, right? Didn't I just say that? Did you hear me when you first picked up the phone? Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah, so here's my recommendation. So here's the next step. It sounds like we can help you. When you schedule the appointment, just find out what time works for your auntie, and then you'll get the confirmation, process the payment, and you'll get and then you can, if something changes, feel free to call us back.
I'm sorry. I just had to throw it at you.
So do you need this power of attorney signed?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Any other questions that you have for us?
No, not right now.
You don't want to know how much it is, do you?
I don't care. I don't care.
All right. I know you don't care. You got all the money in the world. All right. Talk to you later.
Anyway.
How was that?
That was good. And you know it was good because this is true.
What questions are you asking?
I'm asking you, can you do it?
That's
and
it.
What time you can be there?
That's it. That's it. What time can you be there?
No money. Money. I mean, I care about money when we get into the big documents, but this is little stuff. I just need the power because she told me last night I left the stove on, Adrian, and I'm so grateful that my daughter was there, and she went upstairs and down. I said, you know, I can't hear all this right now. You don't know who I am now. Well, she don't. You know what she said to me? She said, my daughter is a notary, and so you're a notary, so my daughter is a notary. I said, no, your daughter's not a notary like me, I'm Margaret. I just don't. And I ain't tell her no more.
All right. All right.
She a notary at this insurance company.
Yeah.
You know, insurance company, they got a notary, you know.
Yeah, that's not the same thing. It's not the same thing.
You tell her that.
The notary at the insurance company is not the same thing as the person who's out working for themselves.
You want my auntie telephone number?
Yeah, give it to me. Let's call her up.
I don't think so.
All right, let me call you back.
Maybe another day.
All right.
Maybe no.
Let me call you back. Bye. I'm gonna call her back. How ironic was that? That was the veteran notary. I'm telling you, people are having an unnecessarily hard time with booking and making these appointments, and it really comes down to what you say on the phone. Call him back. Hello? Oh, no. Let me call you back. Yes, I will. All right. People are having a hard time making appointments, and it doesn't have to be. I easily just navigated through that whole scenario. Yeah, that was a make-believe scenario. She wasn't really calling for a power of attorney. But how many calls happen just like that? How many times will people divert from the very point that they asked, that they called you about? So you got to get them back on track. And you use two questions. Who is signing the document? You see how I asked her, is it just your auntie who's signing the document? Is it just her? Is there anyone else? Nobody else? No, you're not signing it? No? Okay. The dog? All right. And then I asked, does she have ID? So who, and then what? What type of identification do you have? What type of proof of identification do you have? Who is signing the document? Who, what? Who is all going to be there? Is it your cousin? Is it your auntie? Is it your dad? Who will be there once the notary shows up? And what type of proof of identification do they have? Again, if you already assume that they already have a valid ID, then you can even skip that question. So 3 questions go down to 2. You can even ask, who's signing the document? Number 1, who is it that's going to be signing the document? And then the second question is, I like to ask, instead of asking the address, what city do you live in? What city does your auntie live in? So you see how she said in New York. Sometimes, and here's the bonus, sometimes people will already tell you the answer to the question. So you can close these appointments and get them to commit without even asking a question. You only ask one question: who's going to be there? Because they already told you where, they already told you what type of document, power of attorney, they already told you all these other details. The only question you need to know is who is going to be there. 2 questions to book appointments. That's how it is. I'll throw this last one in for you guys. Just because you stuck congratulations to you guys for, if you watched the video this far. You've made it this far. Congratulations. You've watched me explain a little bit of psychology. You heard me take a phone call. And you heard the breakdown. If you made it this far, pat yourself on the back. But I'll give you this bonus just for sticking around, just for staying this far. If you go back and rewind that call that I just took, I asked her about her ID, her valid ID. And there was something that I said immediately after that. Did you catch it? Did you catch it? It's very subtle, very, very nuanced, very, very subtle. I threw this in here. There's a saying that says, if you make somebody laugh, then you can make them your client. Make people smile, make them your client. And it's true. Same thing in the medical world. If you can make people laugh, if you can be humorous with them, then you have a good shot at making them your client. All right. Very, very true. But check this out. You don't even have to be funny to make people laugh. You believe that? I don't consider myself to be a very funny comedic person. I'm just not. But in context, within context, any joke can kill. I'll say that again. In the right context, any joke can kill. You can say anything, and if it's in the right context, and it'll be funny, people will laugh, and then you'll make another client. So, perfect example. Go back and listen. Just rewind what we were just going through. She asked me about ID, or I asked her about ID, and then she said, "Yeah, she has ID." Next time somebody confirmed that they have an ID, use this joke. And this is something that skilled clinicians, doctors and nurses, they do this all the time. They make the situation a little bit less tense. And I'm going to show you how I do it in the notary. When she asked about when she responded to the ID question, I said, "You'd be surprised how many people have expired licenses." I just said a joke and you didn't even laugh. Why? Because it's not funny. It's not funny. That joke isn't funny, is it? But in the right context, it kills. And if you can make your joke, that joke, I use that joke all the time. How many times have you seen my videos on here where I say that? And what does the person do? They either agree, they say, oh, I agree with that, right? You're getting the confirmation. And a lot of times, I will admit, I'll give myself a little bit of credit. Sometimes people do laugh. They do laugh. But the point is, it's not funny. I'm going to do it one more time just so you can catch the subtlety of this. And then you answered the question. So I'm going to ask you, do you have ID? Can you confirm that you have a valid ID? Right? There's a bunch of different ways. What type of identification do you have? I just said the same question 3 different ways. And then you answer the question. Yeah, I have ID. Yeah, I have a driver's license. Yeah, I think we all have our passports. And then you follow that up immediately and say, I'm happy you have that. You'd be surprised how many people have expired licenses. You'd be surprised how many people are driving on the roads today with expired driver's licenses. You'd be surprised how many people are out there and don't have valid ID. You'd be surprised, right? I can say the joke or the follow-up in so many different ways. And even though it's not particularly laugh out loud funny, what I just shared with you will make you tens of thousands of dollars. That will book you so many appointments. That little bit right there. Try it next time and leave a comment down below. Let me know if that actually worked. And with that said, I am going to be logging off. If you enjoyed that session right here, then I'm happy you did. I hope you got something out of it. But my name is Tekamaku, Mr. Notary on Automation. And I'll leave a link below for people who want to take this a little bit step further and learn some of the call script language so that when they get on the phone, the next time they get on the phone, they actually have a guide where that can help them navigate through a phone call and help them to book more clients. When people call in notaries, they're not calling for tires, or they're not calling for pizza recommendations. They're calling for power of attorneys. They're calling for trust documents. They're calling for land purchases. They're calling for quit claim deeds. They're calling for passport applications, business permits. They're calling for not just to get this document signed, but what happens after the document is signed and stamped. Using our call guide, you can help this person understand that they found what they're looking for and book the appointment. It's very simple, very straightforward, and hope you guys go out and make a lot of more money. If you don't, then go ahead and use that call script. Use the call guide. It's the Ultimate Notary Bundle down below. If you want more access with that, then you can click that link. It's somewhere down in the description, and look into the Ultimate Notary Bundle. It comes with a one-on-one session with myself where I can help you refine your call script. That's probably going to be available for maybe the next 7 or 10 days. The price will be going up. If you're watching this after September 30th, I'm sorry, you've already missed it. And the price is probably going up a little bit higher. But nonetheless, hope you guys enjoyed that session. Talk to you guys soon.